Welcome to Crime with My Coffee. This podcast contains graphic descriptions and adult content. Mature audiences only, please.
Hi, y'all, and welcome to Crime with My Coffee. I'm your fabulous hostess with the mostest, June.
And I'm Suzanne. We're going to tell you some stories you've heard.
Some you haven't.
And some you'll wish you hadn't.
All with a Texas twang.
Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Glad you could join us.
Absolutely. And if you're here for the first time, go back and just choose one somewhere to start listening to. We got plenty to choose from. And if not, if you've been here the whole time, we thank you very, very much.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So what's in your mug today?
Well, in my mug, I actually, we're recording at a different time. So I didn't get to make the coffee that I wanted to make, but I do have just the breakfast blend with French vanilla creamer because I didn't, I couldn't go with what I really, really wanted to do, but I will soon, very, very soon.
Yes.
What do you have in your mug?
Not the one that I was supposed to, because it is a different day and a different time.
Yes.
And I've been busy doing stuff around the house. So I'm actually drinking my cold Dunkin' Donuts brownie batter in a can.
That stuff is so good.
I know.
And I have not seen it anywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just not looking when I'm getting something else, but I'm gonna have to look.
Maybe because my gas station carries it on the regular. I'm starting to think it's just for me.
It might
I
be.
don't know, but I'm not complaining because I can still get it there, so we're good.
Yeah, and it's so good.
It is. It's so creamy and chocolatey and frothy, and I love it.
Yeah, it is definitely good.
So, well, I have a case for us today.
All right. Should I have put anything in my cup or not?
Well, it's not a nice case.
Well, I mean, of course it's not going to be nice. We get it.
But do you have your passport?
Ooh, passport. Yep. I don't have it in my pocket, but I got it.
Okay, because we are going to Austria.
Oh, I really want to go.
I do too.
I want to go a lot of places.
I do too, but I'm broke and
Me
I'm not able to.
Yeah, me
but
neither.
So instead I do this podcast and we travel all over the place.
There you go. I'm about it. So I'm
good. Our case today takes place in St. Polten, Austria.
Mm-hmm.
St. Polten is the capital and the largest city of the state of Lower Austria, which is located in northeast Austria.
Okay. Sure.
According to Wikipedia.
I got it.
As of January 1st of 2020, the population was almost 56,000 people.
Wow. I mean, I don't know how big this city is, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that big when you're used to.
Well, when you take into account how big we're used to Texas being, Austria is not that big.
Right.
So
could be a lot of people, could not be a lot of people.
Well, 56,000, that's about half of what lives in the big city next to me.
Yeah. So still a lot of people.
Yeah, that's almost 6 times what we have in my town. So.
I don't know. When we have any kind of get-togethers after about 10 or 12, it's a lot of people. So
that's true.
56,000, that's a lot.
Well, before we get to St. Polten, that's where the majority of this is going to take place. We're going to go to Salzburg, Austria.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Salisbury steak. That's what it sounded like.
No, but now I want to have that for dinner, and I don't have the ingredients for it, so I'm going to have to go to the grocery store, Thanks, Mom.
I know. Sorry. That's immediately what I thought. Can you tell I'm hungry? I think I'm hungry.
I think he might be. Well, in Salzburg, Austria, on November 17th, 1946, Werner Kniesek was born. He was the third son of his widowed mother, but he was an illegitimate son because his father was a soldier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure his father was a U.S. soldier.
I mean, it would make sense. Yes.
By all accounts, as a young child, he was well behaved. But those teenage years came, and if you've ever had teenagers, you know teenagers are a pain.
Oh, yeah. No matter where you're living, teenagers are a pain.
And he started acting out. He started to steal things. He started to run away from home. At 13, he ran away from his boarding school. And then when they found him, he got sent for psychiatric care stuff. And then because he didn't want to go back to school, he tried to kill himself.
Wow. First of all, you're going to boarding school. So, you live in a decent life. And nobody at 13 wants to go to school, I believe. I'm just saying. But wow, to take it to that extreme?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He wanted to leave Austria forever and find another place to live his life. Well, on June 5th or 6th, I've read kind of both, in 1962, that was the day he decided it was time to happen. He was 15. He knew everything. He had it all figured out.
Oh, they do at 15. Absolutely.
They think they do.
Yes.
So he stole some money from his mom. And his mom was like, whoa, this money's missing. And so she goes to confront her son. And she says, you know what? I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm not going to have a juvenile delinquent for a son. Like, I'm calling the cops. Don't go nowhere. And he was like, I don't think so, Mom. And he grabbed I almost said steak knife, but that's not right. He grabbed a bread knife. And I read stabbed her and then ran off. But I also read that he slashed her 10 times and then ran off, hopped on a train and went to Hamburg, Germany.
Either way, wow. And I think of a bread knife as a serrated knife.
Me too. And that's why I wanted to put bread knife, because that's what I read in a couple of the different articles.
Right.
I read bread knife.
I can see slashing her more than stabbing her with it, because what I think of a bread knife does not have a pointed end on it.
It's very rounded.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but just reporting what I found.
Wow. So he went there.
Yeah. Well, his mom lived.
Oh, well, that's good.
She told the cops what happened, and 2 days later, Kniesek was picked up and arrested for the assault.
Yeah. And they better hope that they keep him till I calm down and I'm not mad at him, or he's not gonna want to come home for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he ended up being sentenced to either 2 years or 4 years in prison. I kind of read both.
Mm-hmm.
But once he was released, he married a prostitute on April 4th of 1972. And shortly after this marriage, though, on August 13th, 1972, he shot a 73-year-old woman with seemingly zero motive.
Oh.
Your face.
I have no words.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in the two main articles that I read for this, because a lot of stuff I would click on it and it would say 404, page not found, for most of the things that originally pulled up. So there were two main articles that I pulled from. One of them said that this lady unfortunately died.
Aww.
And Kniesek was charged with her murder. But the other one said that she survived because he was charged with her attempted murder.
Either way, he shouldn't have done what he did.
No, he shouldn't have. And he was given a 7.5-year prison sentence because of this.
Okay.
Well, a little bit before his release, I want to say just a few weeks before he was due to be released in January of 1980, he was given a 3-day pass to go out into the world just a wee bit so that he could find a job, so that he would have this job lined up for when he got out of prison.
Okay. And he went by himself? They let him. I mean, I guess I understand them letting him go by himself if they did, because they're fixing to let him out anyway and he's going to be by himself. But, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just, wow.
It's okay because he already had this trip planned out. He knew what he was going to do.
Okay. Okay.
He took a train to St. Polten and then he hopped in a taxi there in St. Polten. And the taxi driver's like, hey, man, where you want to go? And he goes, well, you see, I am this very, very well-respected, super awesome carpet salesman guy. So I need you to take me to the super rich part of town because I'm more likely to make even more sales in the rich part of town, but I'm not from around here. So I just kind of need you to take me to the rich part of town and drop me off.
Hmm.
And the taxi driver said, okay, cool. And he takes him to this neighborhood and drops him off. Well, that's when Kniesek looked around and spotted his target house. He finds this house. He sneaks in through this bathroom window and he starts kind of sneaking around the house, kind of looking around, scoping it out. Probably, if I had to guess, as he's been arrested for burglaries in the past, looking for things he can steal and make a quick buck off of.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes across 27-year-old Walter Altreiter.
Okay. Now, Kniesek is now, what, close to 40-ish?
He's like 30s.
Yeah.
No, he's like 35, mid-30s, 34, 35.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Old enough to know better for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But he comes across 27-year-old Walter. Walter suffered from muscular dystrophy, so he kind of spent his time in a wheelchair. And so Kniesek was like, he's not that much of a threat to me, and just kind of went on about his business.
Wow. How brazen is this guy? Wow.
I know. I mean, he may have locked him up in a room or tied him up or something. I'm not 100% sure, but everything I read just said that he felt that Walter was no threat to him and he just carried on going through the house.
And probably unplugged the phone so he couldn't call anybody. And there you have it.
Well, a little bit later, while he's going through the house and everything, Walter's mom and his sister, 55-year-old Gertrude and 25-year-old Ingrid,
Okay.
come home. And Kniesek ties everyone up. From my understanding, he put them all in separate rooms, but I know at some point he killed their family cat in front of them in order to kind of keep them compliant. I know, now she's angry, you guys.
Yeah, not that kitty. Oh my.
The kitty.
Yeah.
The kitty.
No. Oh.
And Gertrude is like, dude, I will give you money. I will write you a check right now if you will just, let us be. And Kniesek's like, okay, cool. So he lets Gertrude out and she goes and she writes him a check for 20,000 shillings. Now, back at this time, Austria used shillings. They use euros now.
Mm-hmm.
And 20,000 euros is equal to about 21 or 22,000 US dollars today.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I'm guessing it would be probably about the same from shillings to dollars. I'm not real sure.
Yes. You know what? I could write him a check for that too. Not that anything is going to come out of it. You're not going to get that much, but I can write it for you.
Oh, it's definitely going to bounce if it comes from me.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But yeah, he was like, all right, thanks, Gertrude. That's great. Here, go get tied back up again.
This guy.
So he's got them all in separate rooms and he goes in there where Walter is and he strangles Walter to death.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And then he takes Walter's body and shows him to his mother and his sister
Oh my God. Some people's kids. Whoa, I just want to smack this guy myself.
And according to Wikipedia, at some point, Kniesek even made Gertrude take her heart medication so that she would not lose consciousness and he could continue to find ways to torture her.
Oh my. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so after toying with her for a little bit, he strangles her with a noose. And now it's just him and 25-year-old Ingrid.
Oh my God. This guy is a dirtbag.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So now I did read, and this was on Wikipedia, and the link that I followed to read this article that it was referencing or whatever, it again said 404, page not found. But on Wikipedia, it said that during this evening, while Kniesek was there, Ingrid got a phone call from her fiance, and she said, "Hey, look, sorry, I'm super busy. I can't talk right now, and I know we were supposed to meet up later, but I'm super busy, and I'm not going to be able to. I got to go. Okay, bye."
Oh God. Hopefully he's like, something ain't right here. Hopefully.
Well, Kniesek then, like I said, spent the rest of the evening there with Ingrid, and it was reported that before he strangled her to death, the hours he spent previous were torturing her. Her body was covered in welts, bruises, and dozens of burn marks.
Oh my God. This guy got to be, nope. He ain't got to be back at the jail yet.
He's got a 3-day pass.
Oh my God. I hope Austria changes the rules. I'm not
100% sure, but this was back in 1980, so I'm
Hopefully
sure
the rules have
something
changed.
is a little bit different. It's
Oh
been
my
several
God.
years. We're not going to talk about how many because that makes me feel old, so we're not going there.
No, I get it.
It's fine.
Yes.
So Kniesek ended up spending the night in the house with the bodies of his victims. And then the next morning, he used Walter's wheelchair to take their bodies out to their car and put them into the trunk of this car.
Oh my God.
And then he takes the car and he drives to Karlstetten, where he goes into this restaurant and he sits down and he orders breakfast and he eats breakfast. And the owner of this restaurant, his son, was watching this guy and he was like, man, this guy's kind of creepy. He's kind of weird. Something's not right about this guy. And the fact that he's wearing gloves and not taking them off at all, even while he's eating, that's super weird.
Yeah.
So he makes sure he gets the license plate number of the car that this guy was in, that Kniesek was in, and he calls the cops. Well, by the time the cops get to the restaurant, Kniesek was gone.
Oh.
So the cops are like, okay. So they use their cop Google and they find out that this car belongs to the Altreiters, and they go to their house out in St. Polten, and of course nobody's there.
Right.
And they're like, so we're going to put a bolo out on this car. Like we're looking for this car. Everybody in this general area, keep an eye out for this car. Here's the license plate number.
Yes.
Well, while they're doing all that, Kniesek is on his way to Vienna. He goes to Vienna and he meets up with a former prison pal and he cashes his check that Gertrude had written him for 20,000 shillings. And then he goes on a shopping spree and buys himself a $4,000 shilling new wardrobe.
Wow. First of all, a little shook that he was able to cash that.
Well, like he told the taxi driver, he wants to go to this super prosperous neighborhood, and the person that helped him cash the check was his former prison pal. So,
yeah. I mean,
and this was 1980.
Yes.
So,
okay, but still. Ugh.
But the fact that he's buying this wardrobe in cash and he's carrying around this briefcase of cash, it kind of raised suspicions around him too of the shopkeepers and all that. And they're like, this guy's kind of sketchy. It's kind of sus, man.
Let me call my brother-in-law who knows a guy who can rob him. No, I'm just kidding. That's how it went, right? So he got robbed too.
That is not how it went.
Oh, okay.
So he goes, after he gets done buying his new clothes and all that, he goes and he visits his wife. Well, while he is visiting with his wife, the cops happen upon the car and realize, hey, this license plate is the license plate number that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody in the car, so we're just going to sit here and wait, for these people to come out. We got to make sure these people are okay.
Right.
Well, these people, the Altreiters, are who they're waiting for. Obviously, they're not the ones coming out. They see Kniesek come out, and they snatch him up real quick.
Oh, good.
And they're like, look here, Mr. Kniesek guy, what the heck and heck? And so they start searching the car, and that's when they find the bodies in the trunk. So they're talking to Kniesek, and he's not saying nothing.
Right.
No words. He's just got no words. Yeah. Well, after 2 days, he finally confesses. It took him 2 days, but he did finally confess to the cops about what he had done at the Altreiter home.
I'm a little confused on what he was thinking. I mean, why didn't he just take their car and just leave them there instead of, I'll just take it all. I don't know. This guy's weird. He's so weird.
Well, the cops asked him why. Why did you do this? Why did you kill these people? Why did you torture these people? Because you tortured them. You didn't just walk in and kill them. You tortured them.
Right.
Why would you do this? And Kniesek said, well, it all goes back to when I was about 14 years old. You see, when I was 14, I got a girlfriend. Now, she was a little bit older than me. I never was able to find out how much older than Kniesek, this girlfriend, in air quotes here, was.
Yeah.
But he entered into this relationship with his girlfriend, and it was a sadomasochistic relationship.
Okay.
And this, at the request of his girlfriend, he would beat her, usually with a horsewhip.
Oh.
And he was basically her sexual pawn, is what he told the authorities. And he said it was this relationship, the fact that I was beating her like she wanted me to do, that it kind of made me start fantasizing about just doing it to other people. And so I just did it.
Wow. Dude.
He was transferred to a psychiatric clinic in Vienna.
Okay.
And on July 4th of 1980, he was sentenced to life in prison.
Good.
In 1983, he did attempt escaping said prison, but he was unsuccessful.
Well, that's good.
That's pretty much basically my case. I just wanted to say that in 1983, there was a movie made. This movie was named Angst. It was inspired by Werner Kniesek and his murders. And because it's, from what I read, like kind of a creepy, scary movie, I kind of wanted to cover this case that inspired this movie because it is kind of creepy, spooky, scary movie season.
Oh, yes.
And that's what I've got for you. That's what I got for you this week.
Now, how do you spell the movie name?
Angst. ANGST. Like teenage angst.
Okay. I just, do we know what it's showing on? Because I might have to go check it out.
You know what? I meant to Google that, and I did not.
Okay.
But I am doing that right
Oh,
now.
well, there
as
you
we
go.
Speak.
That's this guy, I feel he's blaming people he probably didn't have to blame. He should have just owned up to it and said, you know what? I'm just really weird and I'm just, not the best person. And that's why I do these things.
Yeah. So according to IMDb, Angst is currently streaming on AMC Plus and Tubi.
Okay. I have Tubi.
Oh, I don't have either one of those. So.
Well, I don't have the first one, but I have Tubi.
Yeah,
So.
I don't have either one. So you'll have to watch the movie and let me know if it's as creepy as they say. I want to say I read that this movie has only been shown like 2 or 3 times at all in Austria because the public was like super outraged about this guy's crimes. And then the fact that this guy made a movie about it like right after it happened.
Yeah.
So it was only shown a couple of times in Austria.
Hmm.
But yeah, I hear, I've read on several different websites that it's actually a pretty good movie.
Wow.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty creepy and spooky and scary. And you shouldn't watch it if you're by yourself at home. So I might have to get one of these things and watch it tonight while I'm at home by myself with just me and my dog.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now, he likes scary movies. So he told me so.
Yeah, he doesn't mind them.
No.
As long as they don't have animals in them. If they have animals in them, he's not happy because he thinks there is an animal in his house.
Yeah. Well,
And he barks at it.
I mean, maybe they won't show the cat.
I hope not.
That's, ooh. Wow. This was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I've never heard of this. And I've never heard of that movie. But I'm going to have to go find it. But because I want to watch it, I'm not going to be able to find it anywhere. Not streaming, not showing anywhere. So
Well,
I'm not
it
gonna be
says
able to
on
see it.
IMDb right now, it is on those 2 platforms that I mentioned.
Yeah. Well, like I've checked movies like that before and they're not there. So,
Well, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just letting
Wow.
you know what the internet tells me.
well, that's crazy. Thank you very, very much. That was something else. So, I guess this guy is still in prison, still
I haven't read anything where he is deceased,
okay.
but if he were still alive, he'd be like almost 80 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So,
But I mean, people
but again, like I said, I didn't read anything that says he's died or anything, but I also haven't read anything that says he's still alive and in prison. So everything I could find just basically covered his case.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's crazy, creepy, weird. That's
Yeah.
well,
So-
thanks. Wow. I hope y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. And I guess we'll get back to storytelling next week. Y'all can join us then.
Yeah, we'll be back again next week. If I have anything to say about it, it'll be about another true crime case that inspired a scary movie.
Ooh, I like that. I like it. So,
So, until then, y'all.
see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.